In this lesson, we will learn about functions in JavaScript. So let's go to our body and let's define a button. So let's say we say button and we will say on click. So when the button is clicked, what do we want it to do? It will say call a function called show text. So this is what we want, and we close it. And what do we want to show on that button is the string show text, and we close this button, and then we put say a break. Next, let's just put say a ID. So let's say maybe call it say a div, and we will give it the ID say text message, and we close the div. So div is a very commonly used construct in HTML, and it's basically used to put in placeholders wherein we can put a lot of HTML. So we are saying here is a div, its ID is this, and what we want is that when the button is clicked, we put in a message here. So let's go to the script. So in the script, what will we say? We will say function. And what's the name of the function? We want this function to be called. So we will create this function show text. And what will this function do? It will fetch this element and set its HTML. So let's say we call var le is document.get element by ID, and what is the name of it? Text message. So this is the element we get. Once we have gotten it, we will say le.inner HTML, and we set it to say showing text on button click. So once we have clicked the button, we have set the text to showing button on click. Let's run this code and let's see what do we get. So when we run this code, we get a button show text. So this is what we have gotten here, and if you look at it, we have the button and we have the div tag in our elements. Let's click this button, and when we click this button, what do we get? Showing text on button click. Why do we get this text? Because if we look at this div ID, as we know, we put this message in. So what did we do here? We defined a function which was invoked on this button click. So on click is the event on which we have invoked this button, and when we invoke this button, we have shown this text. Let's create another button. So let me say we create a button and call the message here say change text, and we call it say change text. And let's create this function. So similar to this function, let's create another function. So let me say function change text. And what this function does is it will get this element var le, and it will change its text dot get element by ID. And which is the element we are getting? Text msg. That's its ID. And let's say we now say le.inner HTML is equal to changing the text. So let's say we set this. Let's run this code now. We're getting these two buttons, and let's just put BRs here so that they come on different lines. So we are getting these two buttons. When we click on show text, it's saying showing text on button click. When we click on change text, the text has changed to changing the text. If we click back show text again, it will show showing text on button click. If we change, it will make it changing the text. So what we have defined here are two functions, show text and change text, and we have invoked them using a button